The start of a new FIFA is always an excellent opportunity to invest in some players, and if you're lucky enough to get a coin balance on the web app, you can make an obscene amount of coins in a very short space of time just by using your coins wisely. And today we're going to be discussing that and looking through some players that I think are personally far too cheap right now that could rise and make you a pretty profit in the next 3 to 5 days. Now, the web app is notorious for incredibly cheap prices. We've seen Ruud Gullit sell for a million coins. I saw a Puskas sell for 200k. The web app is notorious for cheap prices. The reason why is because people get on, don't have coins because they can't buy FIFA points on the web app. They'll go and pack cards that they, for some reason, feel the need to sell instantly, despite there being absolutely no need to, in my opinion. And they will lose out on potentially hundreds of thousands, if not millions of coins on top tier cards that they've sold too soon. And that always happens every single year. We always see huge deals on the web app because you'll have 1, 2, 3 players that somehow get the game early from some random source and they just snap up all the deals because they've already bought FIFA points and opened a ton of packs. Today I want to look through some players that I think are drastically undervalued. Some are at high price points, some are at low price points, but hopefully these can help you with looking at potential players that are worth investing in. I don't want to sit here and tell you each individual player to invest in. That's not what I like to do. I like to look at players that I think are decent investments to give you an idea of what I look for so that you can look for and kind of get the understanding yourself. It's like that saying, you can give a man a fish, he eats for a day, but if you teach him to fish, he has a lot of McFillets or whatever. I think that if you look at sort of patterns and the way I look at things, maybe you can also make some coins, because every year, last year for example, I think I made like 9 million coins at the start of FIFA, which granted was because I had a big FIFA point balance. I could buy loads of players with investments, but every year I make good coins for investments, and I think you can too. Now, the first player I want to look at, I think this card is just disgustingly cheap. I can't believe he sells at this. I can't believe people are happy to get this for him. But Nkunku, brand new 86 rated card, 5-star skills, really nice, really well-rounded card as an attacker. French, Bundesliga with some really good links. 35 to 38k. Unbelievable. Most people I talk to predict this card at 200k plus. 35 to 38,000 coins, and I'm not even that far away from that. I think with your welcome back packs, if you sell all your players on, I'm selling a bunch of my golds on right now, and you're smart with your coins, maybe you're smart with a couple of investments at a lower range, you can easily get to that range in my opinion. Another major one, and again, this is a really expensive one, and I'm not saying go and buy this card, but I'm saying like this is just absolutely nuts. Vinicius Jr. is selling at like 65, 66,000 coins. Okay, maybe it's a little bit more. Maybe it's like 68, 69,000 coins. Like, this card is selling at like 68k. This card will be over 300k at least. This card will be phenomenal. And he's selling at 68k. You can make an easy 5x investment on this. Now, obviously, these cards are super expensive. Some of the lower tier cards, I wouldn't say he's necessarily super lower tier, but I think he's a bit more lower tier than a lot of these cards. He's actually Saliba. I don't have an exact amount of what he was selling for before, but this card, I think, if you can get him under 20,000 coins, is an absolute steal. 21,000 coins for informed Saliba is nuts, in my opinion. The card looks really good. It is a hyped card. He does well for the chemistry he gets, French in the Premier League. There's some decent Arsenal cards you can get. There's not, is there? Gabi Jesus is pretty much the only one. But, you can get a link with Gabi Jesus. And also, he's a first week inform. But the thing I like the most about Saliba is, so it's the 21st now. He goes out of packs on the 28th of September, right? The thing I like the most about Saliba is his long-term hold utility, because he will get 2 days worth of actual packs, and then he's out of packs then for the rest of FIFA. And it's one of those cards that in a month's time, in 6 weeks time, will be worth a lot more because he's insanely rare due to the fact that he really only had 2 days worth of FIFA point packs that he was in packs for. So Saliba is a card that I really like. Another card I really like, again, a really, really good price point, is Erling Haaland. And the reason why I like Erling Haaland a lot is looking at his price point. He's selling at like 30-something thousand coins. This card is getting a wants to watch card on the 30th. So he is going to be in packs for a couple of days, his normal gold card, and then out of packs again, and his wants to watch in packs. And this is a card that, although he's clunky, people are going to want to use Erling Haaland. And when he's out of packs for an entire week, he's going to go up in price. Even like big Romelu Lukaku last year went up in price when he was out of packs as a wants to watch. So I think is potential for this card to rise very, very nicely. And even then, 30,000 coins for an 88 rated striker in the Premier League who's an absolute just monster. That's a steal in my opinion. Now let's talk about someone that's a little bit more of an affordable price range. I think Spinazzola is a really cheap card right now. His card is 82 rated, but he is significantly the second best left back in Serie A. The best left back being Theo Hernandez, who is going to be priced out of a lot of people's teams. Now, I've actually pulled up Footbin to look at some of the options you can have here. So we've got Theo Hernandez, who's going to be very expensive, and for a lot of people start Serie A teams, just unreachable. Kostic can play left wing back, but can't play as a left back. His card is exclusively a left mid, a left wing, or a left wing back, so he'll be out of position as a left back, not an option. You have Gosens, who's okay. Again, I don't think he comes close to Spinazzola, but you have Gosens as okay. Then you've got Spinazzola, 91 pace, 4-star, 4-star, very, very nice looking card. Going to be the first option on people's list as a left back that can't afford Theo Hernandez. You have an inform Mario Rui, who isn't a terrible card, but again, not as desirable as Spinazzola, and also an inform. People are going to stay away. So for me, I think 3k for this Spinazzola card. I don't think you'll make an insane investment. I think you'll make at least a 3 to 4x of your return. I see this card being around 10k. I think that's a fair investment, around 3k. And I think it's a very low risk investment as well. And I'm definitely going to pick up 1 or 2 Spinazzolas. I'm going to try and get him on bid. I think 2.7 is a decent price. 2.6, 2.7 is a decent price for this Spinazzola card. I'm going to try and get a few on bid. This one I think is genuinely zero risk if you have the coins. He is 20k, so he's a little bit pricey. But Hakimi is the best right back in the entire game, in my opinion. He's 4-star, 4-star. He's got really well-rounded stats, and he's just, in my opinion, not only for links, but in general, probably the best right back on the entire game. And this card is selling for 20k. Last year, Hakimi was over 200k for his 85 rated card. Over 200,000 coins. Now, yes, he's 1 rating lower this year. However, I think he's actually more desirable with the lack of right backs we have this year. I would say, for me, this is a very, very high value investment to make with genuinely zero risk. There is no chance this card is less than 20k. There is absolutely no chance, in my opinion. I think Tamori, less than 30,000 coins, another one just absolutely disgustingly cheap. Like, it is crazy. Again, another card that people are expecting to be way, way, way into the 100, 200k mark, and he's like less than 30k. That's just nuts. I think Reece James at 4k or below is a really, really good pickup. He is super, super cheap. Probably one of the best Prem right backs, and yeah, for less than 4k, again, a very risk-free investment, in my opinion. I think Tonali is a vastly underpriced card. I think if you see where I'm going with this, I'm looking at cards that I see in people's weekend league teams from the start of the game. I'm looking at like cards that I think people are going to pick up for the weekend league. And then I'm looking at cards that I think are quite low risk as well. I would say literally all of the cards that I've listed are low risk, in my opinion. Even your 65k, 70k Vinicius Jr., like, the risk is minuscule, in my opinion. A lot of these cards, again, they're just cards that I think people are going to want to use for the weekend league, that are going to retain value for the entire time. They're desirable. They're first names on people's lists when they're building squads. So yeah, I think drastically undervalued on a lot of these cards. And it's just due to the fact that people don't have coins, and I understand. So if you're in a position where you can make sort of 10, 15k from your gold cards, I would say looking at some of these cards and their value is absolutely insane. I think Mahrez under 10,000 coins. That is just unreal. Oh my, I'm picking one of these up like literally instantly. I mean, he's going into my team straight away. I can't lie. Like, I'm going to use this card in my team anyway. And that's another thing. Maybe look at cards that you might want to use in your team as well. Like, if I had 35k, I'd buy an Nkunku straight away. I didn't manage to get that one, unfortunately, did I? I'd buy an Nkunku straight away if I had 35k, because I'd be using him. I would be using him instantly. So I think, yeah, with Riyad Mahrez, like, I'm going to try and pick him up for, you know, in the 7,000 coin range, because I'm going to use him. And that's another thing you guys can look at is looking at cards that you intend on using in your first teams, because they're great holds. You know, they're great players to hold on to. And yeah, I like them a lot. So that is pretty much it for this video. I didn't want to sit there and be like, buy these cards to make coins, because I don't want to be like that. I just want to show you some of the players that I think are undervalued. And of course, you guys can formulate your own independent thoughts, and you can let me know in the comments down below whether you agree or not. Thank you all for watching this video. If you guys have enjoyed, leave a like down below. Subscribe if you're not here. See you lads later.